So you're welcome to Catech Digital Smart Desk. Today we'll be dealing on Microsoft Excel. Like I said last week, I believe by now you either already have Microsoft Excel in your phone or on your laptop. If you are using Microsoft Office, anything below maybe Microsoft Office below 10 that you have a start button, you have to go to your start button, click on the start button. I would have showed you just go to the start button, click on the start button, select Microsoft Office, then you see Microsoft Excel and you open it up from there. But if you are using Windows 10, if your desktop is like you're seeing on the screen right now, all you need to do is look for Excel. Where there is Excel, you can see Microsoft Excel here. I told you we are going to make this class as simple and very understanding as possible. You can see Microsoft Excel here. All you need is click on Microsoft Excel. Now we already have Microsoft Excel. I am going to use Excel 2010 for the purpose of this class. We would have used 365, but I want us to be at the level where everybody, even if you're in secondary school, even if you're in primary school, if you're in university, if you're already working, a situation whereby you understand whatever that is going on. So now look at how the background of Excel looks like. You can see how the environment looks like. I hope my camera is clear enough. You see how the background looks like. When you open up an Excel environment, this is how it looks like. Now, Excel basically looks like Microsoft Word. If you look at here now, this is what we call the status bar. On top of this status bar, you will see what is written here, book 1. This shows that this is an open file. It's not saved already, but this is the name of the program that you're working on. When you save this file now, we are assuming that you don't even know how to save a file or open a file or anything. Just zero your mind. You're going to understand this class. Now, this is book 1. When you save your file on this bar now, you are going to get the name of the file. Now we have, my God, this thing is not clear enough. We have what we call rows and columns in Excel. Do you understand? This is the columns and these are the rows. The rows are numbered 1 to whatever. Even if you like count to 1 million, can you see the numbers as it's going? I will still tell you what I'm doing that is making it scroll up. So the numbers it's numbered. So you can see that anything, if you want to put up your files or anything, no matter how far it goes, Excel can contain it. And the alphabet A, B, C, D, it goes on and on. If you continue scrolling, you will see when it gets to Z, it starts again like that. So, but you don't need to exhaust everything, so that you don't need to make your work so cumbersome, so that you understand it. Assuming you're not used to computer, you've not seen a computer before, but you want to start with this Excel class, just follow up, listen very attentively. Anywhere you don't understand, you can always inbox us, call us, DM us, and we will explain in details for you. Okay? Now, these are Excel environments. These, you see in these columns, you can put in your numbers, the rows and columns. You see it. I'm typing. This is what I'm doing right now. You see it. As you're typing, the words are coming out there. We are assuming you don't know anything. So we are assuming you don't know anything concerning Excel for now. Hey, this thing should be clear. So now, in Excel, we have the menu bar. These are called the menu bar. Are you seeing my mouse? These are called the menu bars. And this bars has file, it has home, insert, page, formulas, data, and everything. Okay, now, let me come to these rows and column, because it's only when you understand how these rows and column works that you even understand Excel very well. Do you understand? Now look at now. Here we have, this is column 1, row 1. Do you understand? Now the title of this particular cell, this is called a cell. Remember, each row, each column versus row is called a cell. Now this cell, now let me make this thing bigger a bit so that it can be more visible. Yeah, I hope it's not too big. Yeah, it's okay now. So now look at this. This is a cell now. Each cell, like now, this is A1. Do you understand? A1. This A1, how Excel numbers it is that it gets the number of the column versus the row. So if I move to the next one now, you see this one now will be B1. This one now will be C1. Are you seeing what is happening there? Then if I come down here, I will clean what these things I wrote there. If I come down here, this thing now will be A2. Go down, you see A3. That's 1, 2, 3. Then is in A. Do you get? Now when you move to here, you get B3. 1, 2, 3. That's B and 3. So that is how Excel numbers it. You can even get Z100, Z102. You see why this labeling of cells are very important. The reason why they are important is because when you are going to be doing your calculations, Excel doesn't work only with values. It works with this label here. So it's very important that you know the label of each cell that you have. Okay, before we go to the cells and how to fill in these cells, remember this class is just for you to understand the environment, Excel environment. Just know the basic environment. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay, now we have, this is the scroll button. Let's get to this side. You see, you can use this and scroll up and down. We've not written anything, so you will not see. You use this down one. Are you even seeing what I'm doing? To scroll. Okay, so we now go to file. On this file menu, assuming now, okay, I think if I'm doing this class now, if I don't have a practical example, it might be very difficult. Let's assume I have students and I want to record just their names. As in, I want to have their names as attendance. All I need to do now is, let me impute values. So we learn how to impute the values now. Now, on the first cell, now I call this first row, this first column. Let's have it. Let me put it in caps lock. I hope you already know how to work on your keyboard, because that's not the class. This is not a typing class. So now you have serial number. Let's say you don't go with this serial number. This is computer serial number, because the reason why you will have your own serial number anytime you're inputting a record is because if you go with the computer serial number, if you print it, it will not show. I don't know whether you're getting what I'm saying. When you print it, it will not show. But when you're inputting any record, make sure you have your own serial number. So we now have our own serial number 1, okay, 2. I don't need to type everything. I just need to, once I've typed these 2, Excel will automatically put in the other ones. Let's get to 10. You see it? Okay, it's not up to 10. You see it? We already have 1 to 10. That's my serial number. Now let's say I want to write the names of my students. Names. You see the way I'm imputing records in Excel? I want to impute the names of my students. What's happening? I didn't say copy. you are going to all see what I'm doing. Okay, now I want to input the names. You can actually adjust your column to any size you want. Are you getting it? You see it? I want it to this size. I am adjusting it. Now, let's say we have Emeka. I like using Nigerian names. Yeah, if you are abroad and you are listening to this class, you have to bear with us. Okay, we have Obi, we have Ada. That's our name. We should be very proud of it. We have Eze, Okay, now another one. We have, let's say, Sharon, so that you don't think we don't like all those names. We have Florence. So all those names, you impute their names. Let's say we need their age again. We impute their age. We now say Emeka is 40. We say this one is 20. You say this one is 34. This one is 56. This one is 23. This one, and so on and so on. Do you see how I'm imputing it? I want to show you practically how everything is done. So because when you go on your own Excel, you try and impute these values on your own. Try and create a file with names, and just like as I'm doing it, just follow me and do it one after the other. Just be patient. You are going to learn. Okay? All right. So we now get to the file menu. Assuming now this is my work, I just want to get my student record. I am a teacher in a secondary school. Yeah, that's our practical example. Now that's who we are going to use. I am a teacher in secondary school. They just employed me, and I want to have a class that's a class record on my system. My principal requires a class record on my system. All right. So now I go to file. When you get to the file, sorry, yes. Okay, assuming you want to save this file, now we already have an open file, remember, and we already imputed the values we want and the names. Remember, I am a school teacher and my principal wants to have an Excel record of my students. Now I already imputed these values. All I need to go is to go to file menu. You see file menu. Are you seeing where I am? See my hand. I hope this video is clear enough. You go to file menu. When you open file menu, if you are using a version lesser than 2010, this menu is going to drop down. Anyhow it is, just look for save as. Save will save it normal, but save as is used to save it with a name you can remember. I go to save as. I go to save as. Now I want to keep this thing on my desktop so that I can always see it. You click on desktop. Are you seeing my hand? Just click on desktop. Okay, now you already have desktop here. You come to this place that they wrote file name. Watch my cursor. You see where they wrote file name. You now put your cursor inside and put in the file name, the name of the file you want to use. Now this is, let's call this student record. Since I'm a school teacher and I want the students, I want to keep this file for my preparator. So you now give it a name, student record. You see it, student record. Then you go to save and you save the file. This file now is saved. How do you know it's saved? remember what we talked about. When you come to the title bar, you are going to see the name of the file, student record. So it's now saved. So even if we go now and we'll go and close this Excel, this is closed. We'll close this Excel now. Close. It's closed. You see, there is nothing on the screen. We can always find this back. Okay, before we go on, I need to show you something. This is called the exit button. You use this to exit. You use this to restore or minimize. You see it? It will minimize your window on your screen. It will not cover the whole screen. And you use this one to okay, this is minimize, to minimize it to the bar. Okay, so I want to see if we can see that our file on the desktop. You know what desktop are? This is your desktop. This is the desktop. If you look at your desktop now, we've closed the window. If you look at your desktop, are you seeing the student record? You see it's here. It's closed there on your desktop. So when you click on it, student record, you see it. The file will be opened. So practically, we've already learned how to input values in Excel, save files, and open files. If I want to open a new file, if I want to open a new file, all you need to do is go to the file menu again. All you need to do is go to the file menu again, click on open. You see open here. So we already know what save does. Save is used to save an already saved file, while save as is used to save a new file. You can use save to save a new file, but save as, that is the function of save as. Save as is to save, to give it a name. That is, save it as this. What is your name? Know me as this. Know me as Patience. Know me as Ada. Know me as whatever name. You understand? So now open is to open an already existing file. When you use open, is to open an already existing file. You can still, but if you want to open a new file, that is a blank file, you go to new. New is to open a blank file. If you see all these things here, you see new agenda, new budget, new this. These are already default spreadsheets that are already designed so that you can use them. But if you don't know how to do it by yourself, using this one will be very difficult for you. Some people like already made work, but I tell you, if you can listen very attentively and know how to create your own file in a spreadsheet. I forgot to add that Excel is called, the Excel background like this is called a spreadsheet. It's called a spreadsheet. Spreadsheet. Okay, like I said, Excel environment is called a spreadsheet. All right. So to open a new spreadsheet, you go to new. Are you seeing new here? You get to new, click on new. New blank workbook. You see, it's new blank workbook. That's what we are going to do because we are working on our own. We are going to design it on our own. We don't need another one. So you click on new blank workbook. You see a new blank workbook. This has already covered the old one. But when you get to the tax bar, you can see the two. You see, are you seeing the two? You see student record here. You see book 2. So anyone you want, all you need is you click on that one and it comes up. So we are moving on. Now this option is for printing. I always like to teach printing at the end of the class, because even if I teach you how to print now, you will not get what you want. Anyway, this is print. You open print. This is the document you want to print. You see why we want to show you how to print at the end of the day, because we've not finished showing you how to format this background. Now this thing doesn't even have tables, it doesn't have any line, but because it's in file menu, so that I don't forget, I'm going to brief on it. But when we get to towards the end of the class, that's when you're going to learn printing. Okay, now this is the document you want to print. This document is not arranged. We are still going to learn how to arrange it. It's called formatting. You format it, you arrange it. Okay, so now we have the printer. You already have your printer. It depends on the printer you are using. Our printer is offline now. When you open here, even if you are using 10 printer, all of them is going to get here. You just click and select the name of the particular printer you want. And this icon is where you put the number of copies you want. Assuming you want to print 100 copies, all you need is to type 100. It will print it up to 100 copies. So this is where you write the number of copies you want. Now this is to print active sheets. The active sheet means to print only this one here. That is the active sheet. But now, assuming we have up to like several pages, you can say print pages 1. You can say print pages 1 to 9. Are you seeing it? You can even select, if you want to select, maybe you want to select, you don't want to start from page 1. You can select, you say print from 5. You can print from 5 to any number you want. This is your printing. It will print. Remember that we put number of copies 100. That means if you are printing from page 1 to 9, you are going to print it 1 to 9 times 100. That's like 900 copies. Are you getting what I'm saying? So now we have collected. This now means in a manner you want to print it. Which manner do you want to print it? If you want to print it collected, that means, let's say it's a textbook and you don't want, that textbook has up to like 1 to 50. That textbook has up to like 1 to 50 pages. You don't want, after printing one after the other, you start arranging. All you need to do is you print 1, 2, 3, as in collected. You select collected. So this collected is going to print it accordingly, one after the other, simultaneously. But this uncollected, if you select it, it will print, let's say you want 100 copies. You want 100 copies for one. It will now print 1, as in the first page, 100 copies, second page, 100 copies, third page, 100 copies. Later, you can now arrange it, assuming it's a textbook that is supposed to come arranged numerically. So you are the one that knows what you want. But this collected makes your work easier. At least it will print the first one, first badge, second badge, and third badge. All right. Now we have portrait. It's called orientation. You are still going to see that on the main page. When you talk about this portrait now, portrait, your paper, your printing paper, when the printing paper is like this, watch my hand. When the printing paper is like this, is in portrait form. When it's like this, is in portrait form. But when it's like this, is in landscape. So you know which one you are selecting. Are you selecting the portrait, the landscape, or the portrait? So now, assuming I go and select the portrait. Now he's already in portrait. You see it, he's in portrait. Let's check the landscape. We'll put it in landscape. Did you see the changes here? Did you see the changes here? See that it's now in landscape. I will change it back to portrait so that you see the difference. You see it? So it's now in portrait. So depending on how you want to print, how you want it to be printed out. Some of my students, they have that problem. When you teach them printing, they always have issue how to arrange their paper. They don't know whether to arrange it in portrait side or in landscape side. All right. So now we have later. This is here we have the type of paper. There are different types of papers. We have A4, we have A5. That's not the essence of this class, because these are things you are supposed to know. We are not teaching you how to print. Anyway, this is an Excel. But if you're going to learn how to, so our focus for this class is not printing, but I'm going to show you these are the different paper sizes we have. So if you're opportune to be in an office where they ask you to print, it's always A4 you use. Always use A4. Either you use later, but it's always A4 you use. So I guess that will be all for the file menu. So we are going to get back to our file. Now I have this file. Let's say I want to add scores. There are scores. Or yeah, this is Excel class. Now this is MS Word. Okay, now we want to add their scores. Now these are their percentage, the scores they had. I'm going to clean this. When you want to clean something in Excel, just press the close button, or you click on close on backspace. Okay, now we have what we have here. I'm going to teach you this home environment. The next thing after file now is home. Now this thing here now is save. Either you are using the save on the file menu, or you are using this one, or you are using Control X. That means you are going to combine Control key and X together. Once you press them together, like this record that I updated now, these ones I updated now, you know, already we have this in our student record, okay? But this one I updated now, they are not in the student record. All you need to do is either you click here, bam, it's already saved, or you press Control X, then it will be saved. Either you click there or you press Control X, then it will be saved. Now the next thing we have there, we have what we call undo. I love using this undo. Undo is to revert back to your last to the last thing that you typed, or the last option. Assuming you make a mistake in life, we have issues, we make mistakes and all those things, but computer has a way of giving you chances. When you make mistake, you have a chance to go back. So long as you've not printed it out, you can actually use undo and go back. Assuming I type this now, okay, Oh, I don't need it again. Why did I make this kind of mistake? You go here and click on this, undo. You see it has cleaned it. And it has bring back that our spreadsheet that we deleted. But I don't need this spreadsheet again. The undo has returned back the spreadsheet. So you go now to redo. Redo. It will clear it. So redo will revert it back. Redo will revert back. Why undo? Redo will revert back what undo has undone. So now I have, okay, let's say I write joy here and I make mistake. I want to write another joy. I can now put undo there. You see, undo will revert it. Redo will redo what I have done. You clean up. I can still use undo on this one. It will remove that. So undo is to revert back. Redo is to redo what undo has done. Okay, now we have this menu here. This is called the clipboard. We have cuts, we have copy. If you're using a smartphone, you will already be familiar with all these things. Paste. But for the benefit of those that are very new to this, when you get cuts, assuming I want to remove this from here, when you want to highlight this thing, all you need is click on it, drag down your mouse, and it will highlight. Now I want to cut it. I go and click on cut. I click on cut. You see it's already cut. You keep your cursor where you want it to be. I want it to be from this row B7. Remember what we learned before? Row B8. Sorry, not B7. My serial number is 7, but the computer own is 8. So it's row B8. Don't forget. So you follow up. Now you want to paste it here. All you need to do, you see the one I copied. You see the way it's highlighted because I've not pasted it anywhere. You now go and paste. Click on paste. You see it has cut it off from here and it's pasted here. It has cut it off from here and it's pasted here. Are you getting what I are doing? It has cut it off from here and it's pasted here. Now, if you use copy, that means I want it as a duplicate. Cut will remove it from the former position to the next position. But copy will make it a duplicate, like you want to bring it out. Now, let's use copy. You click on copy. You see copy. I want to take it back here. I keep my cursor here and I select paste. You see it? You see now it's here and it's still here because we used copy. Copy, we copy it out, but we'll not clean the former one. But cut, we'll remove it from the former position and place it on the next one. Very, very important. You know the difference so that you don't have duplicate copies in your file or in your record when you are not ready. Are we clear on that? Okay. Yeah, I'm very used to teaching secondary school people and university anyway, but I want to make this as simple as possible. The world is going digital. Nigerian kids need to be smart. They need to know all these things because by the time you know this, programming will be very, very easy for you. All right. So if you're in university and you don't know it, don't shy. Just go into your room and on your YouTube, your laptop, whatever you're using, go to our website, download it, and learn by yourself. Nobody knows where you got the learning, the teaching from, or the knowledge from. All you need to do is show appreciation. Thank us, show appreciation. Very important. Just leave a comment on the comment section so that we'll be encouraged. If our lecture helped you, make sure you drop a comment so that we'll be encouraged. Thank you. So now we are going to go to Cadbury. This here now is the font. You see the font we are using here is Calibri. There are different fonts here depending on what you want to do. That is why I am leaving this format painter, because here now these things now comprises of format. How you want your work to look like. Do you want this thing? You don't want it to be scattered like this. All right, look at this edge now. I go here and I select font, the font I want to use. Assuming I want to use this font now. Okay, let's say I want to use this font. I want you to notice the difference. You see this edge. Do you see the font it is in? You see it. It has changed. Now, this one is Algerian now. That's the font. Now, this one is Calibri. So, depending on the font you want, you select. You see this Excel. You see the font I'm choosing. You can get to Arial Black, Arial Round. You select. But there is a very important thing you have to know. There are fonts that are official. If you are working in a corporate environment, it's not all fonts that you use. I will recommend Times New Roman, Arial, Tahoma, among others, for fonts that you use in your presentation. Assuming you are writing your final year project and you want to show it on Excel, you have to know the fonts you are using, because the fonts you are using will make the person you are presenting the work to know your level of knowledge in these things. Okay, so font over. Now we have font size. These are the font sizes. You can see that this thing is big. Let's say I want to make this size smaller. All you need is to highlight it. This is font 24. Normal official font size is either 12 or 14. For this class, we are going to use 14. So an official font size is always 12, or you have 14. So for this, you now see that the font size here is 24, here is 14. Are you seeing that we are getting the shape of our work small? Remember, we are creating a file. We are trying to make a file for our proprietor. Okay, so now we have what we call bold, we have italics, we have underline. This bold is to make your work bolder. Assuming we want to make this Emeka bolder, you already know what bold is. You see it. You see that this is now bolder than this. So that is just the function. It's just to make it bolder. If you want to go back to a fence size like this, you either use our undo. Remember our undo. Undo will take it back to the normal size. Redo will bring it back to bold. Or you click on bold again. You get. So bold will make it bold. The same bold again will unbold it. If you want to remove it, you click on bold, or you can use undo. So that is it. This is bold. You click on bold, it makes it bold. Now we have italics. You want it to be slanting. You see it. Assuming I want the name to be on a font size. That's italics. Bold, you can use Ctrl B for bold. You can use Ctrl I for italics. If you need all these shortcuts, you can easily download it. You can contact us, we'll supply it to you, or you can easily download. Okay, so you want to underline. This one is to underline. If you want to underline, but I don't see anything we are underlining here. Okay, we can go and underline maybe the age. We'll now say, this person is okay. Let's give this one 7. We'll now say, let's underline this one. We'll underline it. We make it italics. That's to show that this person is underage or something. So it's like you are using it to identify something. So now, very important, these are borders. In Excel, you need borders. Remember when we are doing the printout, our printout didn't even look like there is a table because we didn't draw any table. But before you put the borders, you have to highlight. This is my work now. I will highlight everything. Now this is my work. Now I've highlighted everything. Then you click on border, you see different borders. Put all borders. This one will put border only on the bottom. You see bottom border. This one will put only on the top. This one will put only on the left. This only on the right. This one no border at all. This one doesn't have border already. So all borders will put border even in the middle. Outside border will put border only on the outside. So you look at them critically when you're on your own. You see all the borders. So now we choose all border. We choose all border. You see it. Do you see now that our record already now has shape? Because now it has lines. Those are called borders. You now, we are moving to the promised land. So now these are the borders. Okay, now I want to touch something before, because I'm going to stop here. You're going to format it yourself. Now we have another, this fill color. This fill color is to format your borders. Assuming now I want this place to be, which color are we going to use? You see different colors now. Let's say blue. I want my top row to be blue. You see it is now blue. This is the fill color. Now I want this down part, let's say from, okay, now I want from number 1 to 5 to have another fill color, or assuming this one is now test color. Assuming I want Excel, this person scored 9. This 9 is very poor. I want it to be on red because I'm a teacher. So red is to show that you failed the course. So this will be on red. You select, you can change colors. You can change the color of your this thing. You can highlight and change. Let's say I want the alphabet to be on black. Not black, maybe green. Oh, I selected only one. I want all this. You see it. So you can actually format it the way you want, format it well, and all those things. Now we have this. This is to increase the font size. Let me highlight this now. I will increase the font size. You see it's getting bigger. You see the OB is getting bigger. Then this is to reduce the font size. You can reduce it smaller. Assuming you don't want to use here. If you are looking at this place now, this place that I put my number, you will see that if you are looking at this place that my number is, you see that as I'm increasing this OB, I'm clicking here to increase OB, the numbers are increasing. So it's still the same thing as you using numbers. If you know your numbers, you don't need to come and use this increase font size or reduce. All you need to do is just get the particular number, just like I already told you that officially the normal number, just like saying figure 8 is very fine, it's very lovely. Yes, when you present your work in any font that is 12 or 14. But if you're writing a project, Nigerian lecturers will always tell you the fonts to use for them, because each department has their laws and protocols. So remember to ask those questions. I'm just telling you officially. Let's say you are a data analyst, or you are a database input, or I don't know, you are a typist or something. So if you are not given any range, you are told to make your own selection. When you are inputting values in computers to be printed out, make sure you are typing it on 12 fonts or 14 fonts. Thank you. Okay, I guess we are going to end this class for now. But before I end it, I think I skipped this format painter. This format painter is to copy your format from one place to another. I already told you what is format, like all this coloring, increasing the font size, changing the sizes. They are what formatting is all about. Let's say as I did this will be like this. I want this Emeka here to be like this will be, but I don't want to start going through the process of going to bold, italics and all those. I can just use format painter, highlight it, go to format painter, click on format painter. You are now carrying your paint. Are you seeing it? Okay, let me use this 56 so that it will be very visible. All you need to do is click on it. Bam, you see it. The format painter will now carry the same OB that is here. It's carrying this same color, this format, everything about it to this place. So you highlight, assuming here now I want to carry this format here. Look at this, my age. I want to carry everything, the format there. I click on it. Remember, you click on it, then get to format painter. Click on format painter. Now we want this OB down here. We are carrying our paints. Are you seeing the paint? You want this OB down here to be like that. You click on this. You see that the OB now is now looking like that age. The font size has changed. Everything about it has changed. So that is the format. Even the background, the format painter carried even the background. So that is the work of the format painter. And this is where we are going to end this class today. I remain your teacher, your humble teacher. Ezenwaja Kochine is my name. And till we come your way next time, be good and try to, do this work. I will give you an assignment. So I want to see if you're following this class, you are going to make a file in Excel for me. Just make student record. If you're a teacher in school, just make student record, may record their results, maybe English, maths, all those things. With that, we are going to have our next class so that it will make work easier. And by the time I see that you're following up, I can lecture you in inbox. Thank you very much.